Hello everyone, this is Paul, aka Internet for PokerMarket's Hand of the Day. This is the series where we talk about hands really quickly, so let's go right into the hand. So this hand was posted on the PokerMarket forums and is a no limit 200 hand played on Prima, aka microgaming. It's four-handed, so I would assume there's no fish dealt into the hand, because if there was some weaker player that was very likely not going to be four-handed. Hero finds himself with an 8-5 suited on the button, decides to open min-raise, fairly standard, big blind calls, and we proceed to a flop of ace-10-4 flush draw, where ace and 10 are suited together, and we backdoor on the 4. So we have a full backdoor wrap here. If the runout comes 2-3 or 6-7, we'll make a straight, and also, is there a third one? 3, 6, 6, I'm kind of blind, so I think you have two backdoor straights, so not full backdoor, but pretty close. And our flush, though, gets overflushed by the ace-x of hearts and 10x of hearts, so not the best backdoor flush. Definitely kind of standard c-bet situation if the big blind is a 3-bet. 3-bet is anywhere close to aggressive because the ace-10 texture is good for us, so yeah, very standard c-bet. Move on to the turn and hit one of our backdoor straight gut shots, which is the blank 6. Here decides to 2-barrel for a fairly large size. It's about 2/3 or 3/4. Slightly loose, but definitely a spot where some of our gut shots are going to be barreling, but not all of them. We're of course going to have the high gut shots between ace and 10. We're going to have the middle gut shots between 10 and 6. And then we're going to have the low gut shots. Well, I guess there's ones around 6 and 4, and then around 4 and ace as well if we play those low ones. So we're definitely going to have a lot of gut shot straight draws here. Barreling all of them will be too much. Barreling some of them will be good. So in this case here decides to go for the barrel, which I think is pretty standard. And then the river is not spoiled, so I'll just scroll down to the end. Opponent checks on the river 2, which actually busts all of the gut shots except 5-3 suited if we play that. So not a very draw connecting card. And there's two questions, which is, first of all, how thin can we value bet, and then second of all, what can we bluff here. And want to do a little bit of math to figure that out, and whether 8-5 is actually one of the better bluff hands or not, we'll maybe also see, although we'll have to see. So think about what to value bet on the river. I would usually go about this by first asking what does the big blind have to call down with. So assuming we make it like a normal river bet size of, again, 2/3 of 3/4, or maybe pot size, but we're not going to do any overbet shenanigans. Just assume we have one bet size and we just want to balance that. So what does BB call down with? We could do some math to figure that out as well, but we'll just make an assumption, which is on a pretty dry ace-high board like this, no straights, no flushes, not too many 2 pairs aside from the ace-x. 2 pairs like 10-4 suited might not be played pre, 10-6 offsuit might not be played pre, especially with a 2 on the river. There's almost no extra 2 pairs. 10-2 suited might not even call twice. So very low frequency of 2 pairs, which I think a reasonable assumption is for a big blind calls down approximately ace-x and better. Perhaps he needs to call down a couple 10x's. Perhaps he can fold some of the weak ace-x's, but approximately like that. So then we'll think about what can we value bet against a range that is all ace-x's here. I'm actually not going to do the math on here, but you can check with your favorite range program what that's going to be. Ace-9 or ace-jack and better, something around that. So we'll just call it, what can we, so I guess it's already numbered as question number 1. So it's probably going to be ace-jack and better here. On a less blanky runout, we can't triple barrel ace-jack, ace-queen, ace-king, but here we almost certainly can. Unless the opponent leaks, but we can't make that assumption here. So then, secondly, we're going to count those combos. So what is that? Well, I'll just make a quick list and you guys can follow along. So ace-jack, we're going to have, we're actually thinking about a bluff catcher being ace-x, so we have to think about the blocked combos, which for ace-jack are only going to be 8, 2 aces times 4 jacks, and then ace-queen is going to be the exact same thing with ace-king. Then we'll think about our 2 pairs, so that's going to be all of the ace-x 2 pair. Which are going to be ace. We're playing all of those offsuit and suited, so that's going to be for every one of those 2 aces times 3 of the kickers, so 6 of them, and that's going to be 4 different kickers, so it should be 24 if I'm doing that right. And then we can talk about the sets and straights. Oh, there was an extra letter there. Sets are going to be 4 different sets. We're going to have, assuming we c-bet pocket 6s, which is close, we'll just give it the benefit of the doubt and put it in, but could definitely not be in there. And then straights, that's the 5-3 suited, would definitely almost always play this way, so I guess we'll just put it 5-3 suited. and that's not always going to be unblocked, but something like that. And I guess the sets also, we have to think about aces being blocked slightly, so actually gets down. Well, then let's just call it 9 and be good with that. So total value range approximately 48 plus 13 is 61, I think. Hope I'm doing this right. About 61. So if we make a normal river bet size here, we want to have something like blocked bluffs, somewhere between 20 and 30. So let's think about total value. Let's give some notation here. And then bluff combos are going to be 20 to 30. So let's think about which bluffs we would rather want to take. Opponent, if he makes a hero fold with an ace X, is more likely to hero fold the ace 3, ace 5, ace 7, I believe. So we should be slightly less likely to bluff with like a 5-7 type hand or 8-5 hand like this, I think. Although, I mean, we already made the assumption he calls every ace, so I think that doesn't matter. Other hands he's going to fold on the river are the 10Xs and 4Xs and 6Xs and flush draws, and most prominently, of course, those are going to be the 10Xs. Opponent will fold river with 10X, and the 10Xs which will fold King 10, Queen 10, Jack 10, 10, 9, 10, 8 might all 3-bet preflop, at least in the suited variety a fair amount. So we're mostly going to look at those low ones which will fold on the river. So again, we should be more likely to bluff with hands that are a little bit higher and not that are a little bit lower. So probably want to look at bluffs which are more in the medium straight draw range than in the high straight draw range here. Medium than the low straight draw range. So I think I would rather bluff here with a 9-8 over a 7-5. They both have 0% showdown value, so it doesn't matter. But I think I'd rather bluff that than the other one. And then opponent might fold diamonds on the river, so we probably want to take offsuit ones of those. So I think most likely on the river we're going to bluff those 3 gut shots between 10 and 6, which are I think something like that. And then all of those without a diamond are like one card no diamond is 3 possible cards. The other card no diamond is 3 possible. So these are all about 9 each. And then yeah, we'll just bluff those, and then it's about 27 bluffs, maybe slightly too many. But I think that would be a good river bluff range. With no diamonds, so I guess I'll just note that something like this, or no flush card, I guess. And now we look at the hand we have, which is 8-5 with no diamond, which is well, actually I just misspoke here. Something 9-7 is the other one. Yeah, something is wrong. So this would be the 3 gut shot. Sorry about that. Now we look at 8-5, and it's extremely close to this range, right? 8-5, 8-7, almost no difference. 8-7 actually double gut shot, but doesn't matter. So yeah, I think bluffing 8-5 on the river here is completely reasonable, but we have to be very careful. And I said this before, right? We have all the busted gut shots or straight draws, and if we bluff all of them, we're going to be bluffing super hard. So thinking about which ones are the best ones to use makes sense, and then just use those ones. So let's see what he figured out here. We need around 35 bluff combos. Yeah, that looks like a little bit too much. I only came up with 20 to 30. Do you agree with something like this? 8-7 suited, yes. 8-5, 9. Well, there's all these straight draws basically. So these are just probably going to be slightly too many. Otherwise, I think I very much agree with that. So nice post. Thank you. This was Internet for Hand of the Day of PokerMarket.